One of the surprises has been Poland, I think, too. Talk a little bit about the rise of the far right in Poland.
Well, I think Poland is a really interesting case and a kind of course, a case of concern for Europe with Hungary. And I think Poland is a good example to kind of deconstruct what is often said, that it's also Russian influence, because there is almost no more anti-Russian country than Poland, and still they are having this kind of wave of populist party and illiberal narrative thriving. So it's a good example on how a country successfully integrated the European Union, and for long Poland was really a success case economically for the European Union. And then suddenly you feel that society is still kind of having difficulties managing that fast changes, and is suddenly promoting this kind of very liberal narrative while staying inside the European Union framework. So that's the big difference with Brexit. Right. That Poland and Hungary are criticizing the European Union, but they don't want to leave. They want to stay and to change it from the inside, which is a very different strategy than Brexit just asking to leave.
Does it surprise you that the current political structure in Poland is as far right as it is, and that it's gotten this far as well, this high level?
Well, I think it shows that it can be done democratically. The rise of the far right can be really the result of a democratic election and a real societal shift. So that's something we should consider, because it means these things can happen inside the European Union framework and on a democratic way. So that's kind of course, a huge concern, because it means other countries could also potentially shift.
And what are there other countries that have that are looking towards Poland and saying, they did it this way, maybe this is the way that we should go?
Well, Hungary has its own tradition with Viktor Orban, not going so far, but being also
on that precipice, on the cusp there.
Exactly. Czech Republic is also slowly, and Slovakia evolving toward that direction. So clearly there is a kind of Central European cluster emerging there. Then Austria is also having really now far-right integrated into the government. So that's, we can see this kind of, Central European things. It's more complicated in France, Netherlands, Sweden, or Finland, where these far-right parties are important, but they are not necessarily becoming government parties.
But these are also countries, when you're talking about the Netherlands and France, that are a lot more where there's much more of a spotlight focused on them, versus it seems that Poland, Czech Republic, these countries, it sort of happened under the table a little bit. It kind of snuck in there, no?
Yeah, it's just because they are still kind of young members of the European Union, and we were not used to look at them under that kind of spotlight. And so now we have to deal with that, and the fact that they are growing illiberalism inside the European Union framework, which means that these countries have the right to vote. Their MPs are at the European Parliament, so probably their influence will be growing on the way they can try to change things from the inside of the European Union structure.